More than 2,000 more Marines have just set sail from San Diego, likely headed to the Middle East. That's in addition to the 2,000 expected to arrive there next week. Let's bring in senior Pentagon reporter Louis Martinez, ABC and White House correspondent Karen Travers for more. Louis, what's the latest on this new deployment of more than 2,000 Marines?
Diane, this is the USS Boxer Amphibious Ready Group that left from San Diego earlier this week. They are currently on a previously scheduled deployment to the Indo-Pacific Command, which is essentially Asia. But we understand from officials that they are likely going to be rerouted to head towards the Middle East to join an additional Marine Expeditionary Unit, which was just diverted from Asia last week and is scheduled to arrive in the Middle East sometime early next week. So now you have what's called the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit from Asia headed there now, and likely seeing the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit from San Diego headed to the Middle East in the near future. This is a land component. It's ground forces. They're aboard 3 U.S. Navy ships that can have amphibious capability. That means they can go from sea to shore, which means beach landings. They also carry F-35s. They also have Harrier jets, depending on which unit, and you also have MV-22 Ospreys and some attack helicopters. So you have aviation capability, you have land, sea-to-land capability, and you have a ground force. Now, what does this mean? Does this mean that something is in the offing very shortly for what's happening now in Iran? There's been a lot of speculation about Karg Island, that very strategic island about 15 miles south of the mainland of Iran, and whether the United States will want to take that possession of that area. But again, all speculation. But when you're seeing these two forces now moving towards the head of the Middle East, what you're seeing now is a lot more of options that would be available to military commanders should the need arise for some kind of ground capability. But no indication right now that that is a reality. In fact, what we heard from President Trump yesterday was more indications that he has not made a decision, and as of now, he's not leaning towards the use of ground troops.
And Karen, President Trump is calling Americans' NATO allies cowards for refusing to help him reopen the Strait of Hormuz. What else are you hearing about what he wants them to do?
Yeah, Diane, this is the ongoing pressure campaign from the president that we've heard over the last week, where he is pushing NATO allies to get involved in an effort to reopen the strait, but at the same time saying that this help is not needed. And now in this new social media post, the president is calling these countries cowards and saying that he will remember this. He says that this would be easy for European allies to do with, quote, so little risk. Louis was talking there about some of the options. One option we know that the president was presented with was using U.S. military assets to reopen the strait, but he has been trying to get other countries to get involved in this. Now, we have heard from numerous European leaders who say this is not NATO's war to fight, and that the administration did not build a coalition in advance. They didn't come to them ahead of these strikes starting to say this could be a potential issue. How do we figure this out? So there's been some significant pushback on that. We did hear from French President Macron last night, who said that France and other nations would assist in a ship escort system in the strait, but they wouldn't participate in what they said was a forced opening of the strait in the context of ongoing military operations. So essentially, they want to see this die down before they take part in anything that would have significant risk to their own military assets.